He kept one letter unopened for 10 years. Then the sender walked into his shop. "Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers." Everyone in the town knew Ethan as the quiet man at the corner bookstore. He opened the shop at exactly 8 every morning, swept the same spot on the sidewalk, and smiled at the same few customers who came in for coffee and old novels. But no one knew the real reason he lived that way. Every day at noon, Ethan would stop whatever he was doing and look at a small, unopened envelope in the cash drawer. It was old. The edges were yellow, and the handwriting on it was fading. It had his name on it. Ethan, written by the one person he never wanted to forget and never had the courage to face. 10 years earlier, Ethan was a very different man. He was loud, confident, always chasing big dreams, and he was in love with a girl named Lena. Lena wasn't flashy or dramatic. She was calm, thoughtful, and always carried a notebook where she wrote poems no one else ever saw. They met in college, in the library. Ethan had knocked over a stack of books. Lena helped him pick them up. Their fingers touched. And somehow, that was the beginning of everything. They became inseparable. They talked about life, art, travel, and dreams. They promised each other a future that felt unbreakable. But life doesn't always follow promises. After graduation, Ethan got a job offer in another city, a big company. Big money, big future. Lena didn't get any offers. She stayed behind. "Come with me," Ethan said. "I can't," Lena replied. "My mother is sick. She needs me." Ethan felt torn. Dream or love? And in the end, he chose the dream. They promised to stay in touch. They promised nothing would change. But slowly, it did. Messages became shorter. Calls became less frequent. And then one day, they stopped. Ethan told himself she moved on. He told himself it was better this way. He told himself a lot of things. But deep down, he never stopped thinking about her. 2 years later, Ethan moved back to his hometown. Not because he wanted to, but because his company shut down and his big dream collapsed overnight. He opened the small bookstore with the money he had left. And on the very first day, a man walked in. He handed Ethan a small envelope and said, "Lena asked me to give you this." "A long time ago." Ethan froze. Lena, her name felt like a punch to the chest. He took the envelope, and he never opened it. Not that day. Not the next day. Not even the next year. The envelope stayed in the drawer. Every day Ethan would touch it, but he was afraid. Afraid that inside the letter she had moved on. Afraid that she hated him. Afraid that it was goodbye forever. So he left it closed, and life went on, quietly, lonely. One rainy evening, a woman walked into the bookstore. She wore a gray coat. Her hair was shorter, her face more tired, but her eyes were exactly the same. Ethan felt his heart stop.